that we have remedy outside the code, and they agree we have remedy outside the code, and we tell you which codes you need to do to get back into your realm. That's why we use it. It's nothing more than common law, and it's listed in the code under color of law so that you can't figure it out. That's why they call it a code. I start out by telling you that I'm a Supreme Court Justice in the Justice Township. I'm also a Supreme Court Marshal. I don't have my badge on today. I usually don't wear it unless I got one of the shirts with the sliding deal. I'm a Elizor in Justice Township, a Conservator of the Peace. I'm a Justice of Peace. I'm a Justice of the Peace. We are the titles of nobility in America. We're the kings. We're the King's Bench. This is a Supreme Court hearing. It's an ex parte hearing. One side only. We will teach you how to prosecute. If you're not prosecuting, you're defending. If you're defending in their courts, you've got a double strike against you. You will lose. We teach you the separation of the courts. It's what's known in the codes as peculiar jurisdiction. The word peculiar there meaning separate. Our law has always been separate. It's in the Old Testament. In Amos, you can read a quote there, and I use for our Fenton quite a bit. It's an easy one to understand. It's pretty much correct. Amos 5:14 and 15. And it says in there, hate evil and love the good. Establish justice in your law courts. Perhaps the Lord of hosts will be merciful to the fragments of Joseph. Somewhere in the Bible it says that you're supposed to settle your differences quickly, otherwise you will be dragged into their courts. This is the church. This is the court. We do not have separation of church and state. We are the church and we are the state. This fact that I'm going to get into here at the start, it tells you what a tithing is. And I used to ask the people what a tithing meant to them. I don't ask them anymore because there's too many tapes out, and most of the people know by now. But we'll get into that a little bit. It's a hard concept for the people to understand that we are the quarter sessions. That's nothing more than the 4 biblical months of the year where we were commanded to hold the assembly. It's strange that even in the code books, that's these black code books down here, Montana Codes, that's 1991 version, I believe. It talks about 2 election processes in there. One of them's for the aliens, and one of them's for you. The aliens hold their primary in May or June on even-numbered years, and we hold our elections on odd-numbered years, and our primary starts in September. The people that wrote those codes knew the Bible better than you did. They understand full well what the battle's about. Statutes are for aliens. Statutes are for corporations. That's why they have to state the name person. That's who's liable to a statute. Person, not people. But see, there's a concept that people have forgotten. In America, and you can look in the National Constitution and find this, it says, we have a lot of people yelling about Article 3 courts, but they don't quite understand what Article 3 means. Article 3 is the judicial power. It says in there should be one Supreme Court and such other inferior courts. That one Supreme Court, in the original mode, is the County Commissioners meeting. That's how it was run 200 years before we had the Constitution. That's how it's run today. It's in the codes. I don't have time to show you all the codes where it's there, but for those of you that doubt this, then look in the codes and find out that county commissioners can issue subpoena dues to take them, subpoenas, summonses, warrants, and the sheriff must attend. The county commissioners of today, all they do is pay the bills and argue about subdivisions and a few assorted things. They do not understand law. They are the 3 or 12 justices at common law. See, there are no judges at common law. Just justices. Here in Montana, over in Silver Bowl County, there are 12 county commissioners. listed by their own listing. Not a one of them knows that they're Supreme Court justices. Doesn't matter if you have 3, 5, or 12. 3 is a quorum, just like the Bible said, and I have 2 or 3 witnesses shall a matter be settled. These are concepts that are in the codes. If you would never find this in the codes if you didn't know the root history of the common law. You have to go way, way back to study it. We went, at least as back far as Magna Carta, to figure this out. But we used the Bible for the recipe book and then saw if the codes match the Bible. Many of them do. But we're not subject to the statutes. If you read statute real carefully, just a few days ago we were getting into it a little bit, but in Black's Law, first edition, under the definition of natural law, it says statutes are positive law, which is the law of the Jew. Anybody familiar with the book of Jude in the Bible? Page and a half long. And in there it says, certain men have crept in unnoticed amongst you, evil and wicked men from time immemorial, with their acts of licentiousness. And you go to the modern day preacher today and he says, oh, that means sexual immorality. No, the bigger sin is commercial. See, we're the salt of the land. We're the fresh water upon the land, and the bar is the high title mark to stop the aliens from invading the nation. America is a nation. It happens to be the nation of Manasseh. That's why the Founding Fathers created the symbol that they did. It's on your Federal Reserve note to this day, on the $1 bill anyway. For the eagle with the cloud of Israel above it with all the signals of 13. We are the tribe of Manasseh, prophesied in the Bible. The Founding Fathers knew it. And if you want some history on it, it's this book here, The Christian History of the Constitution of the United States of America. There's quite a bit of this before we had a Constitution, but that's still organic law. It came from Magna Carta, and Magna Carta was the biblical truths where the people were the church, broke away from the king. That's nothing more than our people having broke away from administrative law. Administrative law in America is the false king. Go ahead.
Where could we get a copy of the Magna Carta?
It's in that, right there in that cabinet in the revised codes of 1947, which are still law today. It's in volume 1, book 1. There's also a copy here that I use a lot. It's a code on the Magna Carta. That's this one. This one's hard to read. I got this in the bookstore in Sandy, Oregon. CPA Books, Oregon. At Sandy, Oregon, they're now in Boron, Oregon maybe, or some other, maybe you people from Oregon know. Boron? Boron. Okay. I had that wrong. But anyway, are they still there?
CPA?
Yeah. That's where I bought this one. I don't know, I haven't been out there for a while, so I couldn't say, but these kind of books, you can still find them around if you know what to look for. This is a good book. I've referenced it a little bit into this packet. This is the one that's hard to read. It's Old English. The F's and S's look the same, just like the packet that you're going to look into. This Jacob Law that we're going to get into the same way. It's hard to read, but still there's good stuff in it. This is the book where I found out what presby really means. The writ whereby no free man